Once, Chapter 6. Once, I walked as fast as I could towards the city to find Mom and Dad, and I didn't let anything stop me. Not until the fire. I slow down, staring at the horizon. The fire is miles away, but I can see the flames clearly as they flicker in the darkness. They must be huge. If there's a pile of burning books, there must be millions. I stop. I wipe my glasses and try to see if any Nazis are over there. I can't. It's too far away to see people, let alone armbands. I can't hear trucks or cars, though, and faint shouting voices. Part of me wants to run away, just in case. Another part of me wants to go closer. Mom and Dad might be there. This might be where all the Jewish book owners have been taken, so the Nazis can burn all their books in one big pile. I go closer. I don't want to stay on the road in case I bump into any Nazis who are running late, so I cut across some fields. One of the fields has cabbages in it. As I get closer to the fire, the cabbages are starting to get warm. Some of them are starting to smell like they're cooking, but I don't stop to eat any. I can see what's burning now. It's not books, it's a house. I still can't see any people, so I stuff the bread and water inside my shirt and take my hat off and pee on it, and then put it back on my head to keep from blistering, and go even closer in case there are some people inside who need to be rescued. I wrote a story once about Mom and Dad rescuing an ink salesman from a burning house, so I know a bit about it. Blinking from the fire and the heat and the glare, I reach the wire fence that separates the house from the fields. The wire is too hot to touch. I wriggle under it. The lawn is covered with dead chickens. Poor things, they must be cooked. That's what I think until I see the holes in them. They've been shot. The owners must have done it to put them out of their misery. Then I see their owners. Oh. They're lying on the lawn next to the chickens, a man and a woman. The man is in pajamas and the woman is wearing a nightdress. They're both in the same twisted positions as the chicken, and both lying in patches of blood. I want to run away, but I don't. Instead, I pick up a chicken feather and hold it in front of the woman's mouth and nose. It's how you tell if people are dead. I read it in a book once. The feather doesn't move. It doesn't move with the man either. I'm shivering in the heat. I've never seen real dead people before. Real dead people are different from dead people in stories. When you see real dead people, you want to cry. I sit on the lawn, the flames from the house drawing my tears before they're halfway down my face. These poor people must be Jewish book owners who couldn't bear to let the Nazis burn their books, so they put up a struggle, and to pay them back, the Nazis killed them and their chickens and set their whole house on fire. Please, Mom and Dad, I beg, silently, don't be like these people. Don't put up a struggle. It's only books. Behind me, part of the house collapses, bombarding me and the poor dead book owners with sparks and burning ash. My skin stings. My clothes start to smolder. I roll across the lawn to put them out, and stop with my face close to another person. It's a girl, about 6 years old, lying on her side. A little kid. What sort of people would kill a little kid just for the sake of some books? A horrible thought grows in my throbbing head. What if us Jews aren't being bullied just because of books? What if it's because of something else? Then I notice that the little girl isn't bleeding. Gently, I roll her over. The fire behind me is burning bright as day, and I can see that the girl's pajamas don't have any holes in them at all. Not from ash or bullets. The only medical condition I can find is a big bruise on her forehead. I grab a feather and hold it in front of her face, but I don't need to, because when I crouch closer I can hear snot rattling in her nose. It's loud, but it's not as loud as a car engine noise I suddenly hear in the distance. I peer over towards the road. Coming along it fast are 2 black cars. They look just like the Nazi cars that came to the orphanage. The Nazis must be coming back here to the scene of their crime to get rid of the evidence. I've read about this in the type of criminal behavior in stories. I haul the unconscious girl up onto my back and stagger through the smoke and sparks towards the fence. The hot wire burns my arms as I squeeze through, but I don't care. I just want to get me and this poor orphan safely hidden in the cabbages. What's your name? I ask the girl for the 100th time as we trudge along the dark road. Actually, it's just me doing the trudging. She's still on my back, her arms around my neck. As usual, she doesn't reply. The only way I know she's awake and not unconscious is when I look over my shoulder at her and see the moonlight gleaming in her dark eyes. This is killing me. The longest I've ever carried anyone before was Dottie in the piggyback race on sports day, and that was only once around the playing field. I try to take my mind off the pain in my arms by thinking about good things. Mom's smell. The way Dad's hair falls into his eyes when he's reading. How at least this kid doesn't getting overexcited like Dottie and kicking me in the ribs. The pain in my arms is still bad. I wonder how much longer I can keep going without dropping her. Then I see something. Is that a haystack? It's a bit hard to tell because the moon's gone behind the clouds, but I'm pretty sure the dark big shape behind the hedge is a haystack. Suddenly, I can't resist it. I know it's risky. The Nazis could be coming along here any time, but I can't go on. My legs are hurting too now. I need a rest, I say to the girl. She doesn't reply. I push through the hedge and drag armfuls of hay off the haystack in one arm and make a bed on the ground. I lay the girl down on it as gently as I can and put some hay over her to keep her warm. Then I lie down next to her. I don't bother with top hay for me. I'm too tired. The girl stands up and starts crying. "Where's my mummy and daddy?" she wails. It's the first thing she said since she stopped being unconscious, and it's the thing I've been dreading most. "I want my mummy and daddy," she howls. At least I've had plenty of time to make a plan. "I want mine too," I said. "That's why we're going to the city." Keep her hopeful. That's the plan. She's had a nasty bang on her head. I can't tell her the terrible news when she's not well. Later on, when she's feeling better and I've found Mum and Dad, that'll be the time to let her know that her parents are dead, because then Mum can do it. And then we can take her to live with Mother Minka. "Who are you?" sobs the girl. "I'm Felix," I say. "Who are you?" "I want Mummy," she wails. "Don't yell," I beg her. "We have to be quiet." She carries on wailing. I can't tell her that the reason we have to be quiet is because the Nazis might hear us. That would terrify her, so I make something up. "Shh," I say. "We'll wake the sheep." Then I remember there aren't any sheep. The fields are all empty. Still sobbing, the girl looks at me like I used to look at Mark when he tried to tell me his parents were professional fighters who died in a wrestling accident. I get up and go over to her and kneel down so my face is level with hers. I put my hand gently on her arm. I wish my hand was bigger, like Mother Minka's. "I'm scared too," I say quietly. "I want my mum and dad too. That's why we're going to the city." I gently touch her forehead next to the bruise. "Does it hurt?" I ask. She nods, more tears rolling out of her eyes. "My mum's very good with hurt heads," I say. "When you meet her tomorrow, she'll make it stop hurting." "Your hat smells," says the girl, but she's not sobbing so much. I flop back down on the hay. "If you lie down and have a rest," I say, "I'll tell you a story about your mummy and daddy taking you on a picnic." The girl looks at me. She sticks out her bottom lip. "We don't go on picnics," she says. "Don't you know anything?" "All right," I say. "You and your mummy and daddy flying in an airplane." "We don't fly in airplanes," she says. I sigh. I feel really sorry for her. It's really hard being an orphan if you haven't got an imagination. I try one more time. "All right," I say. "I'll tell you about a story of a kid who spends 3 years and 8 months living in a castle in the mountains." She gives me that look again. I give up. I roll over and close my eyes. I've done my best. I'm so tired I don't care anymore. Then I feel her lying down next to me. I sigh again. A promise is a promise. I roll over and face her. "Once," I say, "there was a boy named William." "No." She interrupts, pointing to herself. "I'm a girl. My name's Zelda. Don't you know anything?"